Hey everyone, welcome to Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles. I'm Kishore, and today I'm going to solve this interesting looking Thermo Sudoku created by Aspartagcus. This Sudoku was taken from the CTC Discord server, and I thank the author for letting us make a video on this Sudoku. I hope you guys enjoy watching me solve this Thermo Sudoku. You can find the link to solve this Sudoku in the description of the video. Please do give it a shot yourself and come back and watch the video. And this Sudoku is titled Pagoda for some reason. Thought it was worth mentioning. So I'll read out the rules. Standard classic rules apply. So each row, each column and 3 by 3 box in the grid will have digits from 1 to 9, no repetitions, and digits on each of these thermometer shapes. Thermometers are nothing but gray lines that you see in the grid which have a round bulb at one of the ends and a flat end at the other end. So these are the thermometer shapes. And in each of these thermometers, digits strictly increase. By that I mean you cannot even have repeating digits, same digits on the thermometer. So starting from the round bulb until the flat end, digits would keep on increasing, and that is what is strictly increase. So these are the rules. Let us start this Sudoku now. So one can instantly deduce here that columns 3, column 4 and column 6, column 7 are highly interesting because uh, a majority of those cells are covered by thermometers in those columns. So it would be a good idea to ask ourselves where the 1 or the 9 goes into those columns, because 1 and 9 are restricted in the sense that they can never be in the middle of a thermometer, because if you put, let's say, 1 here, then the bulb needs to have a digit which is lower than 1, and you do not have a digit like that in a Sudoku. And if you have, let's say, a 9 here, somewhere anywhere in the middle of a thermometer, you need to have a digit greater than 9, and that is again not possible. So in that sense, 1 and 9 are restricted compared to other digits. So it would be a good idea always, not only in this Thermo Sudoku, in any Thermo Sudoku, wherever you find a box, a row or a column maybe, which is severely constrained because of thermometers, always just ask yourself where will the 1 or the 9 be there, right? It's a good idea. So let's look at these 4 columns and mark the places of 1 and 9 in those, because that seems to be a good idea. So in column 3, 1 goes here, 1 goes here, 1 can never be in the middle as I already mentioned, and 1 goes here. In column 4, 1 can go here, 1 cannot be here, 1 cannot be here, 1 can go here, and 1 goes here. So that doesn't seem much helpful. Let's look at columns 6 and 7 now. 1 can go here, 1 can go here, cannot be in the middle, so 1 goes here, cannot be in any of these cells. Now column 7, 1 goes here, 1 cannot be in any of these cells. All these are either the middle or the end of a thermometer, and where you can clearly rule out. The final cell for the 1 in this column is row 9, column 7. So if you quickly look, I don't think we can do anything meaningful from the position of the 1s here. So let us go with the 9s and do the same thing. So 9 can be here, 9 cannot be in any of these cells, cannot be in any of these 2 cells. However, 9 can be here, because 9 can very well be at the end of a thermometer, and these are ruled out. So 9 goes here, and 9 in column 4 can be here, can be here, can be here, many cells actually, and cannot be in any of these cells, right? So only 3 cells. So I was thinking maybe 9s will go somewhere here also, but all of these cells are eliminated as not being a 9. Now column 6 and 7, 9 can be here, cannot be in any of these cells, cannot be in any of these cells. Okay, so that is really nice. So in column 6, there is exactly 1 cell for the 9, because rest of the cells are either the beginning of a thermometer or the middle of a thermometer, and which we already saw could not have a 9. So that's a 9. and these two cells are not 9 anymore. 9 is removed from here as well. And now in column 4, you only have a solo stray pencil mark of 9, which would have to be a 9. Superb. So that this is a 9. And by the rules of Classic, you can place a 9 in these 3 cells in column 5. Now the final column to look for 9 is column 7. 9 can't be here, 9 can be here, cannot be in any of these 2 cells, it can be here, and it cannot be in any of these 3 cells. Again, so only 2 cells for the 9 in this column, right? Okay, so that's about it. The action, you might see, seems to have pretty much stopped. And by the way, everyone, I forgot to add that this is not a live solve, which you probably might have guessed by now. I actually attempted it for a live solve and I completely got stuck. So I had to message the author on Discord and asking how could I continue, and I got a clue, and with that I could complete a Sudoku. And in a million years I would never have completed this Sudoku because it was something I never saw. I gave it a good hard try the first attempt, but I could not see the continuation. And so anyway, I'll tell you exactly how to continue. So at this point, let us populate the thermometers, because you basically can't solve this without doing that. So we'll start with this 7 cell long thermometer. You know, there are 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 cells. This is in fact the longest thermometer inside the grid. So when you have a 7 cell long thermometer, the end digit will be minimum 7 and maximum, obviously it could be a 9, right? And the starting digit is 1 minimum, and maximum it could be 3, because if you have anything more than 3 in a 7 cell long thermometer, just imagine the digits from 3 to 9, 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9, that gives you exactly 7 digits. So if you have anything more than 3, then at the end you will have a digit more than 9. So which means that this is minimum 1, maximum 3, and 2 could also be there. So this is 1 2 3. This is minimum 2, maximum 4, and 3 could also be there. So similarly 3 5 4, 4 5 6, 5 6 7, 6 7 8, 7 8 9, right? So this is how we can populate this thermometer. Now let us do the same for all the thermometers in columns 3 4 and columns 6 and 7. In my initial solve, I too did the same, and it's not like I just got stuck without doing much and asked. I too did the same thing, but I failed to understand how the digits interact with each other, and it is not so easy according to me unless you really persist. So now let's go to these 6 cell long thermometers. There are in fact a couple of them in the grid. So these two thermometers, the ones in blue cells, are exactly 6 cells long. So when you have a 6 cell long thermometer, at the end the minimum value must be 6, right? Easy to understand. And maximum would be 9. And at the start, the round bulb will be minimum 1 and maximum it could be 4, right? If you have anything more than 4, you will violate the thermometer. So we'll quickly write those digits now. 1 2 3 4, and similarly this one too, right? Same thing, 1 2 3 4. And now these two cells, 2 3 4 5, these two cells, 3 4 5 6, these two cells, 4 5 6 7, these two cells 5 6 7 8, and these two cells are 6 7 8 and 9. Right, now we are left with this 5 cell long thermometer and this 4 cell one. So let us look at this 5 cell one. Since it is 5 cell long, you can have digits until 5 at the start and continuing along. So this could be 2 3 4 5 6, this could be 3 4 5 6 7, this could be 4 5 6 7 and 8. And now this, and we have one more 4 cell thermometer, right? So let's start with this one. We know that the maximum value that can get into the cell is an 8 because of the 9 here. So which means this can maximum be 5, because if you have 6 here, this quickly becomes 7 8 9, and that is a violation. So this is maximum 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And similarly, this one would also have a maximum of 8 here because of the 9. So both of these are same exactly. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we have did the basic thing that any amateur solver would have done, and at this point it is simply very difficult to eliminate even a single pencil mark. A really difficult task, I am saying you. So the idea on how to solve the Sudoku is, and this was said to me by the author, and with that I could complete the Sudoku, is to understand how these two thermometers interact with each other. And now I'm going to give you the exact weak point of the thermometer. There's only one cell, guys. If you hit that cell with a hammer, the Sudoku completely breaks down. Just one cell weak point, guys. I was amazed that you could actually eliminate all the candidates except one from that cell. And with that, you can continue the Sudoku. It just proceeds smoothly like butter. So, and what is that cell? And that cell is this one. Row 8 column 4 is the weakest point in the thermometer. You can eliminate all digits except one. Okay, let's start with the 6. We have 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see what happens if this is a 6. I'm going to just highlight that cell with a red cell that is weak, right? With this one digit you can finish off the Sudoku, and without this one digit you're going to be stuck for eternity probably. So what happens if this is 6? And this becomes 7, that becomes 8. Now look what happens to this cell. Razor sharp reduction, right? This is actually 6, 7 or 8. Now it is seeing all these three cells. If you have a 6 here, this instantly becomes 7, 8 and this would be 9. There is no other possible way to fill the thermometer. 6, 7, 8 and 9 is the only way. If you have a 6, I'm sorry guys, how did this reduce in size? Right. So, and now this is ruled out of all possibilities. So which means this is not 6. 6 is eliminated here. And when you eliminate 6 from here, this obviously cannot be 5. And this cannot be a 4. Right. Now can this be a 5? You'll see that this also cannot be a 5. If this is a 5, right, what does this cell become? This would be minimum 6 and maximum 7. This would be minimum 7 and maximum 8, right? Now notice that you have a 6, 7, 8 triplet here, and that gives you a 5 here, a 4 here, a 3 here, a 2 here, a 1 here. This is absolutely forced. There is simply no other possibility. The moment you get a 5 here, this sequence is absolutely forced. Now because of the 3, 4 here, this is 2 and this is 1. So you can see, kind of understand why even I was unable to continue here. It is not like something which you can see visually. You just need to put out a digit and see what happens in the other thermometer. It's like you cannot see that visually. It's really difficult. So in that sense, I can understand why I got stuck in the Sudoku. So no shame in admitting that. And so again, you cannot have a 5 here because that is leading to a contradiction. So 5 is also removed from here. So which means this is not a 4 and this is not a 3. And now you'll be surprised that even 4 is not possible at this Sudoku. Look what happens in this cell if it's a 4. This is a 4. So this is 5, 6, 7. This is 6, 7, 8. Right? And now this becomes 5, 6 because of the 4 here. Oops, sorry. That becomes 5, 6. So which means this would be 6, 7. This would be 7, 8. Right? Now you have a 6, 7, 8 triplet. You can possibly place a digit here, but we are looking for the contradiction, right? Let us continue with that. You have a 4 here. So this becomes a 2, 3. Which means this would be 1 and 2. It cannot be 3. Now you have a 1, 2 pair, right? So that becomes a 3. And this would be not a 4, so this has to be a 5. That's a 6. That's a 7. That's an 8. Now this becomes 6 again. Now look at these two cells. Contradiction, right? So how did this happen? The moment we started with the 4 here, it's all very difficult to see, guys. If this is a 4, this became 5 6, this became 6 7, this became 7 8, and that forced, okay, this was a 3 5, right? Yeah, this could not be 4, so 2 3, so that becomes 5 and 6, 7 and 8. So all these cells become eliminated, so which means this cannot be a 4, and that leaves us with exactly one possibility. This would have to be a, oops, this is not a 3, right? This is 2 or 3, so this is 1 or 2. So which means that row 8 column 4 cannot be a 4 2, so that is a 3. Amazing. So if you had tried playing out with the thermometers in the bottom rows, you would have understand how this exactly worked. So after I got the clue, I did this exactly and saw what was happening in this cell, and I noticed that this row 8 column 4 was very powerful. Now look how smoothly the Sudoku proceeds, or rather you can say it progresses in a relatively easier way. So the 3 gives me a 2 and a 1 here straight. I wish they could stop busting crackers, really. I'm unable to make a video properly. So this is not a 1, and 1 gets removed from here. That's 2 3, which means this is 3 4. That's 4 5. That's 5 6, 6 7, 7 8, 8 9. Okay. Now 1 is also eliminated from this cell and this cell because we got the 1. 2 is eliminated from here. Okay, any other cell? This is not a 2, and because this is minimum 3, this would be minimum 4, this would be minimum 5, and that 3 removes the 3 from here. That becomes 2 4 5. This is also removing the 3 from here, right? Now let's see. Okay, this cannot be 6 or 7, because if this is 6 or 7, right, look what happens. This becomes 7 and 8, and you have 6 7 8, only 3 digits in 4 cells. That cannot happen. So which means that cannot be 6 and 7, so that would be 4 and 5. And now just a second, guys, I seem to have forgotten now how to continue here. So a simple deduction, really. We have a 3 here, which means this can not possibly be a 3. So that is a 4, that is 5, that is 6, that is 7, that is 8, that becomes 9. So I remove the 7 and 8 from here. That's 5 and 6. Okay, 4 6 8 could be removed from all these cells. 4 6 4 6 and 8, 4 6 4, right? And because this is 3 or 5, you cannot have a 5 here because this cell must be lower than this, so that's not 5, that's 2 3 4. Now, and this can't be 7 because maximum here could be a 7. It's 4 5 6, you have a 5, that's not 5. 7 and 9 removes the 7 and 9 from here. 5 is removed from here. Okay, we're getting digits plenty now. And look where the 1 goes in column 7. only one cell left. One would have to be here. I'll remove this stray pencil mark. One is removed from this cell, and now one in column 3 can't be here, can only be here. So that is a 1. That's not a 1 anymore. So this becomes minimum 2. So this would be minimum 3. This is not 3 now. So this is minimum 5. So this cannot be 4 or 5. Right? Okay, this is not a 9. Okay, we have a 5-7 pair in column 6, which means that this would be a 3. That gives you a removes the 3 5 and gives you a 2. That becomes 1 now. That's not 2, that's minimum 4. So this would be minimum 5. This would be minimum 6. Alright. Okay, because this is 3, you cannot possibly have a 4 here. That is a 2 because the thermo is proceeding this way, right? So we got a 2 here, so that becomes 3. That's a 4 and 6 now. 4 6 pair, so that is 8. Okay, where does the 1 go in box 2? Only one possible cell because of these ones. Where does the 3 go now? 3 has only one possible cell. 3 goes here. And okay, 2 in box 8 has to be in one of these 3 cells. Can't be here. And now that puts the 2 in box 5. So 2 has to go here. The 4 in box 2 must be in these 3 cells. And that removes the 4 from here. So this is becoming minimum 5. That would be minimum 6. And 3 is here, so that's not 3. 4 5 6. And look where the 9 goes in column 3. Only one possible cell left for the 9. So 9 goes here. 9 is removed from this cell. This 6 gives me a 5 here and a 4 here. So 1 3 5 4 6 8. So we need 2 7 9 here. And that removes the 7 from that cell. Okay. 5 is removed by classic. So this is minimum 6. So that's minimum 7. That's not a 4. What am I missing here? Okay. Where does the 8 go in column 4? 8 would have to be in these 3 cells. And that gives a 6 here. 6 which forces 5 here. This can't be a 7 anymore. That forces 4. That forces 6. So this would have to be greater than that. That is a 7. That forces 6. And this can't be a 7. So that's an 8. Now all these columns are falling. So that's a 4 5. That 8 gives me a 6 7 here. Okay, a 4 is here. So that is a 5. That's not 5. That's 6 and 7. Which means this is 7 and 8. 5 and 6. So that's a 4. And this becomes a 7 8 pair for the column. Cool. So all the middle columns kind of, except column 1, column 2, column 8, column 9, we've got we are getting all the digits. 1 3 7 2 6 9. So we need 4 5 8 here. And this would be 3. Only cell where 3 can go in that column. Now this can't be 8. This can't be 5. Okay, let me see how to continue here. Using classic, 3 goes in one of these 2 cells. Now we would have to make a lot of corners, I think. Corner pencil mark and pointing pairs, I think. So 4, 5, 7, 8 in row 7 and 2 and 9. So these two cells must be 1, 3, 6 and 1 cannot be here. So that's 3 and 6. And you also cannot have a 3 here because that means that this cell must be 1 or 2, but both are not possible. That is a 6 now. This would be 3, 4, 5. 5 is here, so that's 3, 4. Now look where the 8 goes in this box 7. 8 cannot be here because 8 in bulbs forces a 9 in the stems, flat ends, but 9 is already here. So that is an 8. And that forces an 8 here. Again, same idea, 8 can be eliminated here because 9 is not possible here. So that is an 8. That forces an 8 in these two cells using classic. And 9 is in row 4, row 6. So 9 goes in these two cells. The 6 here removes the 6 from this cell. And where does the 3 go in row 7? 3 goes here. 3 goes in one of these two cells now in column 2. So 1 goes in one of these two cells. 2, 4, 9, 3 and 6. So we need 1, 5, 7, 8. So we can lock a 5, 8 pair here with the help of these. So that becomes a 1, 7 now. That's not a 7 anymore. That's a 9. That's a 2. That's a 7. 3, 4, 7, 1, 5, 8 and 9. So we need 2 and 6 into these cells. And the 2 in the stem forces 1 here, right? We can't have that. So this is a 2, that is a 6. 2, 6, 8, 3, 5, 7. So this is 4. That becomes 1, 9. 1 cannot be at the end. That's a 9. That's a 1. Cool. So we are getting good progress. So I'll try to finish this Sudoku in maybe 3 or 4 minutes. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. We need 5, 6, 7 and 9. You have 6, 9 here. That's a 5, 7. Sorry. That's a 5 and a 7. Okay, 2 goes in one of these two cells because 2 can't be here. 2 can't be here. 2 goes here. And where does the 1 go in box 6? 1 cannot be here. 1 cannot be here. 1 cannot be here. So that's a 1. And that forces 1 into these two cells. 1 cannot be here. So 1 is here, pushing the 9 here. And that resolves this 1, 7, which means this would be 8. This would be 5. And 1, 5, 6, 9, 2 and 3. So we need 4, 7 and 8 in row 5. These two cells are 4, 7, 8. This can't be 8. This can't be 4. Okay. 1, 5, 8, 9 and these two cells cannot be 3, 7. So they must be 2, 4, 6. 2 can't go here. So that's 4, 6. This can't be 6. So that's 2, 4. This one must be 1, 5, 8, 9, 6 and 7. So that is 2, 3, 4. And that gives me a triplet here. 2, 3, 4. So which means this is not 4. That's 6. That's 7. That's a 6 now. So 1, 3, 6, 7, 8. So we need 2, 4, 5, 9. So 5, 9 goes into these cells as corners. 9 can't be here. 5 can't be here. Now look at this cell. It is a naked single. It can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. It cannot be 6. So this is 5, 7, 9. But due to box reduction, 5 and 9 are ruled out. So that is a 7. Which means this is 5. So that's not 5. So 5 has only one cell. So that's a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 5, 8. So we have a 6, 9 pair here. And that 6 gives me a 9 here. A 6 here. 1, 3, 6, 5, 7, 9. So we need 2, 4, 8. That is a 4. That locks a 4 here. This becomes a 2, 8 pair. And that 8 gives me a 2 here. 8 here, a 2 here. That's a 4 now. That's a 3. That's a 2. That's a 5. That's 4, 8. And row 4 can be completed. So that's a 3. And that pushes the 3 here. Pushing the 2 here. Right? Hope I'm not going too fast. You got a 3 here, and that pushes the 3 here, pushing the 2 here. So we have a 7-9 pair. That 9 resolves this 7-9 pair, resolves this 7-8 pair. That 7 gives a 4. 1, 3, 4, 2, 6, 9. So we need 5, 7, 8. That's not a 5. It's a 5. That's a 7. That's an 8. That's an 8. That's a 4. And we have completed this Pagoda Sudoku by Aspartagcus. So unless or otherwise you play around with these bottom pencil marks, you can never solve the Sudoku. If you're like me, trying to find the logic visually, probably in a million years I would never have completed the Sudoku. You need to put some digits, play around with the thermometers, and that's how you complete the Sudoku. And if you guys somehow found a digit visually, please let us know. Give us a comment below, and saying that this was the logic I used to get a digit. Will be extremely happy to know how you arrived at that digit. Thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button, like the video, comment under the video, guys. Would really appreciate it. See you soon. Bye bye.